Hello everyone, this is Scott from the DailyExposition.com. Today we'll be looking at Spybot Search and Destroy version 2.3. Spybot has made some interesting changes lately, as we all know, and the 2.0 version is when they added their antivirus and their paid version, which is running off the Bitdefender engine. But lately, the program hasn't seen much attention. All of the tools are basically the same, and the user interface is still kind of outdated, especially for how long this program's been using, but it's old and it's still quite reliable, and there are reasons why people continue to use this program as opposed to something like super anti-spyware, and that is pretty much the immunization feature. Immunization is their prevention protection. It doesn't just do real time, it integrates itself into many programs such as Thunderbird, Chrome, all the popular browsers, of course. And it integrates into several other things, other programs that will be commonly used to fill in vulnerabilities and chances for malware to escape. The program has missed one feature ever since 2.0 came out, and everyone kind of misses it, and that was T-Timer. And T-Timer was essentially a resident shield which scanned active processes running, and it would manage all of the items that were currently running, so that way it was just an additional protection that they've lost ever since 2.0, and they never add anything else in there. And a lot of people will continue to use the older version just so they can keep T-Timer. T-Timer was heavy on your RAM usage because of the way that it functioned. The fact that it was scanning all these running processes, it was a very heavy program, but Spybot version 2.3 it hasn't added that back, and I don't think Spybot's ever intending to add T-Timer or any variation of it back, which is kind of a loss to us because that was very powerful, but it was probably the best thing that they ever had as far as their protection features went, but at the same time it was so heavy that it just became pointless. Alright, let's go into your settings real quick and we're going to do some quick configuration. Alright, make sure that you got it in English. Unless you don't speak English, then I don't know why France is in there twice, but you know what? Maybe there's two different kinds of French in France. I'm not quite sure. Make sure you turn this setting on. Scan the running system and active users. Scan the running system and all of its users. Click this. This is clicked. Checked. Make sure all the categories are checked. System integration. Autoplay offered when connecting external media. It will essentially just add additional items for external media. You can install that. System services. All of these should be running. Browsers integration into Google Chrome and Microsoft Internet Explorer. I use Chrome mostly. If you have additional browsers that it supports, it will add them. However, at the time, I only use these two. It doesn't support 360 browser. However, 360 and their anti-malware and phishing engine is more powerful than the Spybot. Therefore, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Your ignore list allows you to configure certain items that it won't scan for. Alright, notifications. This is your notifications. If anything is that Spybot's picked up, you can edit changes. You can just change what it picks up. You can return items. Okay. This is your internet protection. Windows 8 prevents Metro applications from accessing a local proxy server, a global proxy server. You could set up the proxy server to Spybot. This is essentially Spybot has its own proxy server that it can use that's technically safer than whatever. If you don't, then not using one, you could just quickly, if you're using Windows 8, you're gonna have to specify these manually. But for this one, you can't set it up globally because the way that Windows 8 apps are function, they don't allow you to connect to a proxy that's on your local computer, and instead it has to be a global proxy. And a global proxy would break the internet connection of it. I don't know why they did it that way, but we're just gonna say okay. The only other way that it does it is as it recommends. You have to put it manually in your browser. You have to set up a manual proxy through the browser, which can be done fairly easily. You just got to use your host. This is your local host, and your port number. This is the Spybot port number. This will allow it to connect to mobile portable browsers. So if you have a portable browser that's installed on your computer or on your thumb drive, this can be an immunized. It can detect the portable versions, and it could just detect them like it would any other browser for protection. And dialogues, all of these should be checked, even though the dialogues aren't really that important. And sorry, the scheduling is only for paid versions. Now, I'm going to show you the immunization real quick and try to explain to you what it's about. Immunization is the real-time protection feature of Spybot. What it essentially does, do you want Spybot? I'm going to have to check the system. I'm not going to actually immunize it because I'm not keeping Spybot on my computer. I don't really need it. Alright. Here we go. We have 2,000 items. That was basic Windows. Out of 142,134 items that could still be immunized, which essentially means that 1,420 items are not being protected by Spybot. The only way that you could do that is by clicking the apply immunization, and it basically tells Spybot to go to these areas and fill it in and mark it and protect those potential areas of attack. Mostly in the browsers is where Spybot likes to integrate itself. Mail clients such as Opera, Thunderbird, LiveWrite, Windows LiveWrite, you know, I'm just gonna click apply real quick. You know, can I see which ones I used to be able to see? There we go, show details. Alright. Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer. It's all Internet Explorer right now. It's the only one. And then the global host for your Windows computer. Basically what it's saying is you gotta, to protect your computer, it's going to watch all of your Internet Explorer connections. I don't know why it's not doing Chrome. It should be doing Firefox. But I don't have Firefox installed. That would be why. And then Windows is going to be your drivers, your host files, and anything that's important to your computer. Essentially, it's going to go in and it's going to protect and monitor these areas that it tells you to. Right now, it does a semi-protection after it's installed. It does a semi-immunization. It puts in important areas such as the plugins, the domains, the cookies, and that's it. So if you are using this, I recommend immunizing everything. This is going to be passive protection. It's going to fix and block a lot of items, bad cookies, malicious domains, bad IPs. It's going to keep your secure domains, and it's just going to go through and do that a lot. Host 1 again is going to be the most important. It's going to see. So with Windows System32 drivers etc host, it's going into the host files and it's going to protect them. So that way if malicious items do try to get a hold of them, it will say, whoa, 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 can't do that. And it will prevent them from getting into the computer. Anything else about the Spybot is it comes with a lot of advanced and professional tools. However, you're not going to use the phone scanner. You don't really use script editor. Or this, or this, or this, even this. Maybe a report creator, but if you don't know how to read them, there's no point. You won't really use this. I wouldn't recommend this for rootkit scanning. Settings, yeah, clearly, and then startup tools I don't really recommend. I mean, it comes with a lot of tools, but they're all kind of worthless tools. And I'm just going to say, I hate this user interface. I really do. It looks bad. So what they need to do is improve the user interface, definitely improve the detection because it's been getting a lot of heat lately for not getting any items successfully removed. In fact, what was it, back like early last year, PC Mag did a test with it, and I believe they found, yeah, it detected quite a bit of items, but it didn't remove them. And in fact, it would continuously scan them, and they would still be there. They may have fixed that by now. I'm not going to do an open test on my computer. I'd have to set up a virtual machine again. But if you're looking for anti-spyware protection, you don't believe your antivirus is enough, Spybot does have the best protection integration. Especially for a free version, this is probably the best you're going to get. If you're willing to pay, drop this and get super anti-spyware. And other than that, I believe you have no... If you want Spybot to change, I really recommend going to their forums at safernetworking.org and just tell them how it is. Tell them what they need to change, because this program is not... It looks like it's like the 1999 program that it was, but with a white background. It really hasn't changed much. It's almost sad. But thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned for the video if you have any questions, comments, or concerns relating to the program, how to set it up, or whether you should be using it. Post them in the comments below, and I will get back to you. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.